I struggle with the acne. I always have. As a teenager, it was really bad. As an adult, I have flare-ups every single month. Anyway, so I tried these little patches here. Blemish patches. I washed my face last night. Well, as best you can on the truck. And I put them on. And you're supposed to put them on when you feel them. I have one here too. I had a blackhead here I felt like was coming in. Can you even see it? Then I have this one pimple here. It won't seem to go away. Oh, that kind of something. They said that when it's ready. And then I have something here that won't heal. So I don't know if it's cold sore or if it's a blackhead that's just getting infected. I have a bad habit when I'm driving. I have nothing to do but pick. I drive and I feel around and I find bumps and I just start picking. So, at any rate, hopefully these, I can feel the bumps. I can get on top of them. But it says here on this patch stuff, cleanse and dry the area, remove the patch from protective film, and apply directly over blemish. Patch will turn white as it absorbs the impurities. It turned white. They're getting it.
So they talk. That place is talking crazy, huh?
Yeah. Anyway, you're supposed to leave it on for 6 to 8 hours. So.
What they talking about?
I'm talking about these patches. Oh. Oh. Wow. Wow. That feels very smooth. Oh, that's nice. We are in Pennsylvania. We just finished our load. We just got unloaded. So I'm going to show you real quick how I do my paperwork. I've already scanned it in through the app to the payroll department. I got this handy dandy little 1.5 inch binder. And inside, I've got all these little clear page protectors here. So what I do is when I scan in the trip, I take one of these clear protectors and I put all the trip paperwork. I have the trip order sheet, bill of lading. I just stick these right in here. And let's see, all my receipts that I got while we were on this trip. Say we get fuel or buy water or get a scale ticket or whatever the case may be. We stick it in one of these little things. This particular trip, we only had 3 receipts. We had the fuel receipt, windshield wiper, fluid, and water. So those are the 3 receipts. Sometimes it's scale tickets, sometimes it's washout receipts, whatever the case may be. I just stick them in here, and then that's done. And I'll stick it at the back of the book here, since it's the most recent one. Each one of these books I do about 3 months. Each binder gets a quarter. Does that make sense? A yearly quarter. So I start a new binder in January. Trip's already done. See? And my receipts. Oh, look, like this one is scale receipt, washout receipt. Some of them nothing. Sometimes they're lumper receipt. So anyway, they all go in the back. I haven't done February because it's still February. Duh. Okay, so what I do is at the end of the month, I go to each one and I go to look through. If it's got a trip sheet here at the bottom, it tells you if you're going to have any reimbursements or receipts or anything that pertain to the load. Anything extra, I just put them loose back here. I will pull those receipts out, take a picture of them, and then put the receipts right back into the page protector. And then I'll go on to the next trip that might have receipts attached. We have a tablet specified just for work. So I will basically take pictures of all the receipts with that tablet and then email them to our accountant, and then I have them all right here. And then whenever it gets to be the end of March, right on here, January to March 2020, and then take it home, stick it in the closet on the top shelf. And that way, if I need them for tax purposes or anything like that, or something comes up later, I can easily access it, find out the information. This is the best way I know how to keep it clean and organized. I've tried envelopes and manila folders and file folders, and things always seem to get out of order, and this is the only way that seems to work for me personally. It's a good thing I have this method, honestly, because, well, last week we got a message saying you got a service failure for failure to send documentation. We're like, wait a minute, we always send our documentation before we leave our customers. I'm right here at the customer and I'm sending documentation. And then they said, please send in the documentation. So I pulled up my book, and sure enough, it was in there. And so we had to go into the app, and we were able to pull up that it had in fact been scanned, and that there was a confirmation number. What he did was he sent a Qualcomm message saying, this load was in fact scanned on XYZ date. Here's the confirmation number for the scan. We never heard another word about it. A week goes by, and the service failure is still there. So I sent a message this time on the Qualcomm, and I said, just curious, we were under the impression that trip number XYZ had a service failure due to failure to send paperwork. We had documentation proving we sent paperwork, so why is the service failure still on us? Our driver manager comes back and he says, well, you were 30 minutes late for that particular load for the second delivery. Why were you late? I responded back with, this service failure feels like a slap in the face. Once we delivered load number XYZ, you gave us load number XYZ. We had to go from Fontana, California, all the way up to San Francisco and deliver a load overnight. We drove nonstop. We got there. We made the delivery. Then you gave us a load that had to be picked up on the south side of Los Angeles at 5 o'clock. So we hauled butt all the way back down, made a working 30-minute break where we were getting fuel and washing out our trailer. We were taking a 30-minute break, but we were actually working and getting things done and prepared for the next load. And I sent it within an hour. We were within like 2 hours of getting dispatched on the load. We were on our way to go get the trailer washed out, and it was showing ETA, I don't know, 5 o'clock. And we still had to get a washout and all that stuff. So I sent a message and I said, we're going to be late. ETA is going to be 6:30. We're going to be there about 6:30. We're going to be about an hour and a half late. We have to deal with rush hour traffic. We have to get a washout, blah, blah, blah. He responded back with, give us a couple hours and then give us an update. Well, Michael knows he's under the gun on this load. He's not going to be able to stop in a couple hours to type up a message. I've got to go to sleep so that I can get up and drive all night because we have to haul butt. He doesn't update them. I mean, if they're concerned, they can look up our location and see what our ETA is, no problem. Michael, of course, we get there. We are in Los Angeles, rush hour traffic at 5 o'clock. Stop, go, stop, go, stop, go. Wakes me up. I get up to go help him navigate through Los Angeles in the traffic. And then we get there. Sure enough, 6:30, just like we had thought. We swapped trailers, dropped the empty, got the loaded, went on down the road. We decided we were going to stop in Hespera, grab a bite to eat, because we hadn't eaten in 24 hours. And we were just like, wore out. So we're like, let's eat, re-energize, I'll get some coffee, and then I'll haul ass. So we did. We ate, and then I hauled butt. The only time I stopped was to take a 30-minute break, and while I was on my 30-minute break, I got fuel. And then we had to swap drivers, and the whole night, because we had to be in Albuquerque by noon the following day. So we pushed really hard. We went without showering, we went without eating, we went out without taking any unnecessary stops for bathroom, whatever the case may be, so that we could try to make as close to on-time delivery as possible. The whole way we were updating, and I told him that, and I said, this is the reason why we were late. And we got there literally 30 minutes late after all that said and done. If I didn't have to take a 30-minute break, we would have been there on time. Then we had to swap drivers because Michael's 10-hour break was not up at that point. So I had to keep driving. So we get over there. The guy wasn't even there to offload us. The guy was at lunch. So we had to sit and wait for people to come back from lunch. Okay, so we had a 12 o'clock appointment. We got there at 12:30. Everybody's at lunch. Nobody's there to receive us. Then once we finally get empty, we go on down the road to our next delivery point. This particular load had 2 stops. And the next one was in Georgia, and this next one had plenty of time. So we were able to shower and eat and take our time and kind of regroup and even do laundry. So our driver manager goes, well, thanks for the update, and thanks for letting me know. I'll research it and I'll review it, and I will see if I can't get this service failure removed. I didn't respond. There's no reason to respond. But Michael and I, we were so pissed off about it because we worked really hard. And then the thanks we get for saving a load for you guys, what happens? We get a service failure? That's a slap in the face, you know? I mean, we don't get service failures. We are never, ever, ever late. Never. If there's a problem, if we're late, it's because we broke down. And it's out of our control. Which is very rare. We have maybe broken down 5 times in the 2.5 years we've been on this truck. And the truck now is just shy of 500,000 miles. So we've been in this truck 2 years. We have almost 500,000 miles. And when we got the truck, it didn't even have 50,000 miles on it yet. So we just run. At any rate, so it got removed. No big deal. And thankfully, but yeah, I was pretty irritated. I was like, I'm done. I'm not even gonna put up with this anymore. And I even told our driver manager, I said, you know what? If this is the thanks we get for saving a load for you guys, if I know we cannot make on-time pickup to make on-time delivery, we will reject future loads, because we don't reject loads either. We make our driver manager's job very easy. We don't complain, and he rewards us. At any rate, so now we've got our next load, and I have to delete everything in that Qualcomm except for our new load. delete all. Yes. Delete all, yes. Okay. And then, in a few minutes, I will get ready to head on over to our shipper. We're gonna have to wash this trailer out because it's dirty. But we're only going 100 miles down the road. Hopefully I can find a washout. Pennsylvania, sometimes they're kind of hard. Northeast, kind of hard to find washouts when you need one. So, worst case scenario, I'll have to just get out there and sweep it out myself. Then I have to find a place to park. And it's after 1 o'clock in the morning here. So, good luck finding parking.